If you're so smart, ambitious, and a deep thinker, why are you still broke? This is a question that puzzles a lot of entrepreneurs. They're smart, they're hardworking, they're ambitious, they think a lot, they strategize, yet they are still broke. You're smart, ambitious, and disciplined. You've got that insatiable drive that just can't be extinguished, to become the best version of yourself. You could never become a wage slave, and you have the desire to build an empire. You know you're capable, yet you're still stuck and broke. You're still not where you want to be. If you're watching this, you're probably like so many entrepreneurs I know, hungry for success, a mind that's always on, can't switch off, always thinking. But despite all of that, you're not seeing the financial results you expected. And you've been grinding away, putting in the work, but the Stripe account is still blank. There's no Stripe invoices coming through. And there's a reason for that. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the truth about why people like you, people who are highly intelligent, ambitious, and disciplined, still struggle to make the kind of money they deserve, and we'll identify the things that are keeping you stuck, and more importantly, we'll reveal actionable strategies to get you unstuck and to finally start seeing the results you've been chasing. So if you've ever felt like you're destined for more, you know you are put on this planet to achieve more than you currently have, but don't quite know what is holding you back or what is required to reach the next level, this video is exactly for you. So if this resonates with you, I want you to lock in real quick. This video is going to be extremely good, even if I say so myself. So let's get straight into it. So a lot of people think that hard work equals success. Like, this is the number one fallacy. Hard work and grit will get you to 10K a month and even $10,000 a month. Like, that is a very, very good life. Okay, so don't get that twisted. But after that, it equates to only 25% of success. So getting to 10K a month, I would say, is like 75% hard work. But after that, it's more like 25%. And even Tai Lopez, who's a pretty big entrepreneur, making like $1 billion a year or something, he said that the biggest piece of advice he would give his 18-year-old self is to stop working so hard. And one good idea while walking on the beach can make you 1,000 times more than working hard. So one good idea while taking a shower, like the shower thoughts and stuff like that, one good idea can make you 1,000 times more than just working hard, especially with the age of AI and the leverage we have. We are entering the era of the thinker because the barrier to entry is now so low that the best idea will win. So truly conceptualize this, that let's say I want to build a website, an app, and anything like that. In the next couple of years, the barrier to entry to build such a thing is going to be so low. Anyone can build anything with pretty much instantaneously with AI and the improvements in technology and stuff. So that means the best idea will win, and hard work doesn't give you better ideas. Obviously, you need to work at your craft to even generate those ideas, but after a certain point, like, hard work just gives diminishing returns. And 70% of people think, this is a Harvard Business Review, 70% of people think hard work will lead to success, but they miss the importance of strategy and leverage. And especially with AI, I know I'm hammering on this, but with AI, leverage just it's pretty insane. Yeah, as I mentioned, with the rise of AI, there's just absolutely no reason for you to work so hard. You can if you want to, but it can lead to your detriment. Just working so hard, basically burning out and just like being net productive. So there's a cool illustration right here. This is the guy working hard with the sledgehammer, or the whatever you want to call that, right? Can't you see I'm busy? And that's 25% of hard work while he's got a chainsaw. That's essentially the smart work and the leverage and everything that will generate success in the new economy. Leverage, AI, technology, that kind of thing. But people are still stuck in their old ways, being like, I'm trying to work hard. Can't you see I'm busy? Like, I'm doing my thing. And there's people literally giving you all the tools required to get 10x, 100x, 1,000x the output for the same amount of input, probably even better output. Okay, much better and more. It's just, yeah, I don't know what people are doing, and even uh, in college, it's strange. Like, they live in a bubble. It's so weird. Like, they say, oh, you can't use ChatGPT. Like, what planet do you live on where you are telling your students to not use the best tool that society has ever probably come up with? That is insane. Like, in the real world, people are using ChatGPT. So if you tell your students to not use ChatGPT, like, you are actively putting them at a disadvantage to not learn the new tools. So the time they get out of college, they're gonna be like, oh, I've got all these skills, like, I'm worthy, like, choose me. But then there's a guy who literally just chose to, work a bit on ChatGPT and in 10 minutes can produce what you will do in like a week. So why would they hire you? Truly, like, it's so strange to me that these college professors are telling their students to not use ChatGPT. It's like telling the same people to not use a calculator. I know where that thinking is coming from. I know exactly why they're saying that. It's that so they can still reason and think for themselves. But you also have to realize you have these tools to your disposal. Like, people are using them, and if you're not using them, you are going to be at a disadvantage, and you're not going to get the job. So yeah, it's weird. Like, college and university and all this stuff, like, they live in a bubble. Not That's not really representing reality. So that's number one. Hard work does not really equal success, okay? After a certain point. So, number two, lack of leverage. So, we live in an age of infinite leverage, and this is from the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. So, we live in an age of infinite leverage, and the economic rewards for genuine intellectual curiosity have never been higher. So, this is a very important point. We live in an age of infinite leverage with AI. Like, leverage is essentially the delta between what you put in and what you get out. So, you can put in, like, let's say 10 minutes of work and get literally uh, a year's worth of output. Like, that's infinite leverage. That's what that means. Okay. And the economic rewards for genuine intellectual curiosity have never been higher. So, following your genuine interest and curiosity, that's also what Charlie Munger says. Just follow your curiosity. That's where success lies. And following your genuine intellectual curiosity is a better foundation for a career than following whatever is making money right now. People are saying, oh, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an accountant, because that is where the money is currently at. But you have to realize, with how quickly things are changing, in a few years, that is not where the money is lying. So exactly what he's saying right here is to follow your genuine curiosity, because that will make you more money in the future than what is hot right now. So follow your genuine curiosity. And if that is AI, if that is whatever the case may be, for me, that's business. That is building education products. That is building communities. Yeah, I just love business. Okay, if you can't quite tell, and like this leverage and exactly what I'm sharing with you right now, this is what I'm curious about, and this in the future will make me money. It's so strange how that works, right? So don't follow what is hot right now or what you think is going to make money in the future, because the world is changing so quickly. You need to be able to adapt. That's the new skill of 2025 and onwards. All right. So, three forms of leverage. This is also from Naval. You can't tell I'm in love with Naval. Okay. So, number one is labor. Managing people is messy and less effective in the modern world. So, he also tells you in that book that labor will impress your parents. It's like, oh, I've got 20 people working for me. So, in the old age, I'm saying old age, but it's literally like 2020. It's crazy how fast things change. So in 2020, if you told people, oh, I've got 20 people working for me, which is the case, like, that is a way for them to, it's actually 17 people, but that is the case for people to judge how successful you are. But there's literally people, there's a $1 billion company with 4 employees. So, let's say someone of older age, like 50 years old, went to that company and they asked the founder, "Oh, how many people are you? How many employees do you have?" "Oh, I have 4 employees." "Oh, probably not that successful." But meanwhile, they have a company that's worth $1 billion. So that's the infinite leverage age we are living in. So you know it will impress your parents. That's what the almanac, or that's what Naval also says in his book, is that it will impress people who don't quite know what's going on in the economy. Okay, if you say I've got 17 people working for me, oh, you're probably pretty successful. That's what they think. But yeah, it's not that good of a proxy anymore, right? So capital, money. Yeah, this is like the Warren Buffetts of the world and stuff like that. Managing money. So money amplifies judgment, but requires access and skill to manage. So if you are more right, if you are 10% more right than, let's say, someone else managing money. Another example is Ray Dalio. He's managing, like, I think $30 billion or something, like some shit, like something crazy like that. So if he's right 10% more time, that's an extra $3 billion. So that's why capital is good, because it amplifies judgment. So, like I said, if you're 10% more right, that's literally equal $3 billion for your not investors, yeah, investors, right? So it's an extra $3 billion for them. So obviously you can easily charge like 10% of that, which is $300 million extra. So just because you're right 10% more time. So that's what capital is for. So your judgment, it amplifies your judgment, but requires access. So people actually have to give you money. This is a form of permission leverage. So labor and capital is permission leverage. So you need to ask people to work for you. Obviously, if the incentive is right, they will continue working for you. But with capital, you also have to ask people to give you money. Like people aren't just going to give you money, especially like billions of dollars. And it obviously requires skill to manage. Like, you know, people are giving you billions of dollars to manage. So obviously it requires some skill. Otherwise, you're not going to stay in the game for long. And then we have code and media, which is permissionless leverage. So labor and capital is permission leverage. This is the leverage of the older common economy, meaning like 5 years ago. And then code and media, these are products with no marginal cost of replication. Example, software and content. So, you bought the software once and thousands of people can use it. So example of that is the company WAP or School. Okay. So they built it once. Obviously, like they're continuously making changes and improving the product, but they can build it once and millions and even billions of people can use it. So that's what's so cool. That's why it's like they can make like $10 million a month, $100 billion a month, because it's a product with no marginal cost of replication. Even content like podcast. Joe Rogan's podcast, I think, is gonna make like $100 million this year, or even more with sponsors and stuff. Probably a lot more. But he's not working any harder from his first podcast, to his latest one. He's not working any harder. It's the same 3 hours. Maybe he's asking a bit of better questions and stuff like that. Obviously, he's increased his skill set, but like it's still 3 hours. Yet his latest podcast is bringing in like hundreds and thousands of dollars, and his first one he probably lost money. Okay, so content you can form it once and share it to everyone, share it a million times. But in the old economy, like let's say 100 like 50 years ago, without the internet and stuff like that, you had to go to a conference room and talk to like 100 people on stage. But now you can form that conference interview where you talk to 100 people, and you can put that on your YouTube and a million people can watch it. You don't have to talk to a million people on stage now. So this is the new forms of leverage, and these are the most powerful permissionless forms of leverage. So you don't have to ask someone to create a piece of content. You don't have to ask that. You don't have to ask someone to create software. Like people just sign up. Okay, people just watch your content. So here's a quote from McKinsey and Company. They made $16 billion in 2023, so that's just some authority. So you can actually see that this quote is something worth listening to. So 80% of successful entrepreneurs focus on leveraging their time, resources, and network. So time, that's obviously their labor, that's their own labor. Resources is capital, and networks, which is more code in a sense. Also capital, actually. So yeah, 80% of successful entrepreneurs focus on leveraging their time, resources, and networks. So yeah, and here's a quote from Archimedes: "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." This is basically encapsulating the entire idea of leverage. So give me a lever long enough, so as you can see, it's obviously longer on this side, and a fulcrum on which to place it, that fulcrum right there, and I shall move the world. So you can basically do anything. If you have enough leverage when it comes to media, like a good example of this is literally Trump being elected for president. He hopped on a bunch of podcasts, acquired a lot of leverage, filmed that podcast once, which was 3 hours, and 10 million people saw that. You can move the world and literally become the president of the world. Okay, that's how it works. Pretty cool. Um, Number three is the paradox of overthinking. So this is probably right up in your alley. Okay. The more options you have, the harder it is to make a decision. That's a quote from Barry Schwartz, The Paradox of Choice. That's a book he obviously wrote. The more options you have, the harder it is to make a decision. People think that the more options they give you on a menu, the easier it is to make a decision because, there's more things to choose. It's like, but it does the complete opposite. It's harder to make a decision. Like if a menu is like 100 things in the breakfast menu, it's like I don't even know what to choose anymore. But if there's like 5 choices, it's easier. So the paradox of overthinking. So it's actually the complete opposite. Here's another quote from Journal of Applied Psychology. 62% of highly intelligent people exercise analysis paralysis. That's where you overthink stuff. You analyze, but you actually become paralyzed, leading them to miss opportunities. So you're just overthinking stuff. That's why people, let's just go straight to this meme right here. People on the left hand side, like with a low IQ, they often like overlap people, right? That is the number one reason you see people dumber than you lapping you. It's like with 50 IQ, they are lapping you. They're making more money than you. It's like, what is going on? I'm literally smarter than these guys, but I'm making less money. They don't overthink shit. They just do, then figure it out as they go, right? That's what you need to realize. And most people are in the middle here. So let's combine the MBA, like, business college degree with a 5-year stint in consulting and the whole TEDx talk or TED Talk business library. Watch all of the YouTube videos. The business idea I'll end up with will be unstoppable. They're in the middle, like analyzing all this stuff and kind of paralyzing themselves in a way by overthinking shit. So the paradox of overthinking. And then there's people on the left hand side. Good example is like Low Pump or something. He's probably got an IQ of 80, probably less, but he's making a shit ton of money. I don't know how long that will last, but he's making a lot of money. If he was a bit smarter and put that into investments, like he's gonna be an extremely wealthy guy. Yet he's got an IQ of like 80. So make something people want, and the smart guy with like 150 IQ is like make something people want. And there's another meme where the guy in the middle thinks he's the guy on the right, and the guy on the right thinks he's the guy on the left, and the guy on the left obviously knows he's the guy on the left. So the guy on the right, or in the middle, is the only guy who thinks he's the guy on the right. But even this guy with 150 IQ, he's like, he's actually the guy on the left. He's just like not overthinking stuff, just doing. So they don't overthink shit. They just do and then figure it out as they go. Because as you start to take steps forward, new stimuli reaches your brain and you make decisions from that. Okay, it's like you make a choice and then that gives you a couple consequences, and then based off those consequences you make new decisions. So you actually need to step forward in order to really see the path. That's how it works. Okay, you're considering possibilities that haven't even happened yet and will most likely not happen. All wasted energy and time. So you are thinking of things that can go wrong that 99% of the time will probably not even go wrong and will not even happen. And that's all wasted time and energy that you could have just used to do shit and just move forward. Okay, like there's this meme that's going around that says you can just do anything. Like you can just do stuff, by the way. Just do stuff. And then based off that stuff, like you can do more stuff. So that's basically that. And that meme is basically this guy on the left. Just do stuff. Make something people want. That's all wealth is about. And even the guy on the right who's got 150 IQ is thinking the same thing. That's why these people dumber than you are overlapping you, because they're not overthinking stuff. Okay. Number 4, the fear of success. So this is quite a funny one. So I've got this amazing quote from Marianne Williamson. So our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. You're playing small. You're playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. So a good example of this is people say, oh, I don't want to be rich because that's going to make people around me insecure. But like the only way to help broke people is to become rich yourself. So that gives them inspiration and unconsciously gives other people permission to do the same. So if you get rich, like you are helping other broke people. Like you can't help them directly. Like I've tried this. Like you can't help broke people directly. It just does not work. They have to do it on their own. And the best way for you to do that, or for them to do that, is for you to become successful. So they unconsciously give themselves permission to do the same, and you are a source of inspiration. So as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. This is just like amazing. I think that's in a movie as well. So there's this album from DJ Khaled called Suffering from Success. And it's basically that. We are scared of our highest potential. We're not scared of failure, really. We're not scared of failure. There's no fear of failure. Like no one, some people do, but even myself, like I fear success more than failure. 100%. I don't care about failure. I care, like the fear of success, like all that responsibility, all of that, all the things you need to do now extra. It's just basically added responsibility. People, like I personally am scared more of that than failure. Like all the things, like I know I'll achieve crazy amounts in the future. It's just like that fear of success, all that extra added responsibility now. That's what I'm more afraid of than failure. So a 2022 survey of 2,000 professionals found 28% admitted they turned down promotion because they didn't feel ready for the spotlight. They're not even ready to win. You will literally sabotage your marketing and sales. This is for agency, for example, because you don't want to win. Like you're scared of all the money you're gonna make. And this sounds so strange. You're like, no, 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 like I want to make lots of money. But like success doesn't care about your conscious mind. It's all subconscious. And if subconsciously you think, you're not ready for the spotlight, you're not ready to make that type of money, you will literally self-sabotage your marketing and sales. Like you won't book appointments, you won't book sales calls, you will self-sabotage sales calls, you will delete sales calls, you will not do the sales calls as thoroughly as you know you need to do them because you don't want to win. Like there's actually a survey that said 28% admitted they turned down a promotion, which is basically in the agency entrepreneurship world is you making more money, like right promotion, because they didn't feel ready for the spotlight. They weren't ready to win so much. So you need to get comfortable with winning. It sounds so strange. People don't talk about this at all. People are constantly talking about failure and stuff, but the fear of success, I'm telling you, it's a lot more. Especially for you who are smart, ambitious, driven. Who this video is for. It's actually scary. So it's all about giving yourself permission to win. That's I say this a lot. That's what it really is about. Number 5. No, wait. Oh, shameless plug. That's the last one. Okay. So if you like this video, you like our free 20-hour mini course even more. So in the description, there's a 20-hour free mini course. We put a collective 200 hours into this free mini course to add as much goodwill in the marketplace so you can see we're legit. Like you can literally just check it out yourself. So our offer is to help you sign 5 high-ticket clients in the next 90 days, all for free. So we do free calls on Monday as well. The free course in here, we put 200 hours into this. It's 20 hours. So for every hour you consume in this free mini course, we put 10 hours into it. So for every hour you consume. So it's just value packed. And I believe that value over the long term wins. That is why I'm focused more on value and less on short term cash grabs. Like it's free. We're not making money from this. But in the long term, we will. That's, transparently speaking, because if we give more goodwill, we live in a reciprocal world. So that's the reason why giving free stuff away works, like Alex Amosi also said, because you are building reciprocity with the marketplace. So they kind of feel indebted towards you, like you put all this effort and gave it to them for free. So they feel like they need to give something back to you. That's transparently speaking. That's exactly how it works. That's how business works. If you haven't realized. So if you liked our free stuff like this video, you can check out our paid stuff, the free community. You can check out our paid stuff in there as well. It will only make sense if you already signed your first couple clients and want to scale to $20,000 to $30,000 a month plus. So which we did with our agency. So if you want to do that, check out our free stuff. And if this makes sense and you like it, our paid stuff is even better because it's paid. Because obviously, if people pay, we're going to put more attention into that, obviously. But you can even see the free stuff, like it's growing by like 20-30% every single month. It's insane, all through word of mouth. We're not really marketing it as much. Obviously, I'm marketing it in this video, but it's the end of the video, and only the real ones stuck to the end. But yeah, if you like this video, you can check out our free course down below. And if you watch till the end, comment this emoji, like this classical building emoji, if you liked it. So yeah, with that said, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.